Hi. In this video, we'll provide sample answers and a mock test for you to try at home. The videos will be separate, but I hope you enjoy them both. Have you changed a lot since childhood? Of course. Obviously, there are many physical and psychological changes that we go through as teens and young adults. I'm no exception. In terms of personality, I would say that I'm pretty much the same, but basically everything else has changed or grown, hopefully for the better. What do you plan to do next year? Next year, I'm hoping to do a little more traveling. Since the pandemic, international travel in particular has been quite difficult or impossible. I hope to visit friends in a few different countries now that it's easier and safer to move around. Do you like changes? Why? Yeah, I think I do. While I understand why some people feel uncomfortable with change, I usually embrace it. Life would be so boring if we did the same things, ate the same food, and hung out in the same places year after year. It's not always easy, but change keeps everything feeling fresh and new. Are there any changes in your hometown? My hometown has gotten a lot nicer over the past 5 years or so. For one, they built a paved path along the river where people can walk, run, or bike. There's also a new bridge downtown, which has helped to reduce traffic. As always, new stores come and go, but overall, downtown looks improved. One person who immediately comes to mind is my neighbor when I was growing up, Mr. Seaver. He was a history teacher when I was in school, but he's retired now. When I was young, he was as active and helpful as anyone in town. And he's more or less still the same, even though he's in his 70s. Mr. Seaver was, and still is, always ready to lend a helping hand to anyone who needed it. In addition to teaching at the local high school, he coached the high school soccer and baseball teams. His students loved him. Not only was he an excellent history teacher, but he was also really funny in class. He was a coach of many of my friends, and he helped them develop their skills. Even though he was pretty busy with work and family, he has always been willing to help a neighbor. For instance, when we'd go on vacation, he would watch our dogs and collect our mail. I think Mr. Seaver helps others because he has a strong sense of community and genuinely cares about people. He believes that everyone deserves a helping hand, and he takes it upon himself to make a positive difference in people's lives. He often says that he derives a great sense of satisfaction from helping others, and it gives him a sense of purpose. I'm sure he's had to work really hard, but I also think helping is something that comes naturally to him. Personally, I have a lot of admiration for him. His kind and generous nature is truly inspiring, and I feel lucky to have had him as my neighbor. He sets a great example that reminds me of the importance of giving back to our community and helping those in need. Whenever I visit my parents' house, I try to go out of my way to say hi to him. I hope to emulate his example and make a positive difference in my own way. Why are some people willing to help others? We're social by nature. So much that is important and significant in life comes from a connection to others. One of the many ways to connect to others is by helping them. It's been my experience, and I would guess the experience of other people, that helping someone feels good for you personally. It can be as simple as holding a door, or helping an older person get a heavy bag into their car. We see a little smile, feel a connection, and are inclined to do something similar the next time. In what kinds of professions do people help others more? The classic examples that come to mind would be healthcare and education. For healthcare, there are a variety of roles: doctors, nurses, counselors, and social workers, to name a few. Of course, in education, we think of teachers, but there are also advisors and administrators who make sure schools run efficiently. Many other professions have some focus on helping, but these seem like the jobs where helping is central to every day. Who should teach children to help others? Parents or teachers? I think it's everyone's job to help children build social skills and awareness. Both parents and teachers can provide direct lessons on why to help others and be kind. They can also just set a good example. Kids learn a lot from just watching how adults interact. So by demonstrating kindness or a desire to help others, kids are going to be more likely to do the same. Do people nowadays help others more than in the past? That's hard to say. There's certainly an idea of people being more isolated and individualistic these days when compared to the past. For instance, families are much smaller and people might be less likely to know their neighbors now than they were several decades ago. At the same time, we often view the past through rose-colored glasses. We remember all the ways in which it was good, but we tend to forget the bad stuff. So whenever I hear about how the past was so much better, I wonder if that's really true or just a trick of memory.